Last year we brought you a video showing you how to turn your YZ125 into a rocket ship. But today we're going to take that up a step and hit light speed. In that video from last year, we showed you how to turn your 125 into a rocket ship by adding some bolt-ons and changing some settings here and there. But today, we're gonna maybe do a little bit of cheating. In the UK, the AMCA Championship allows 150 KTMs to race in a 125 class. So today, we're with Roland Shaw, and he's gonna show us his special 135 YZ two-stroke, yeah. So it's a YZ125 that he's turned into a 135cc machine. So let's go chat to him, find out all about the bike, and then I'm gonna hit the track and give it a little test. Right, so here we are at the track with Roland Shaw, the brain behind this bike. This bike is a special Roland Shaw special, hardcore racing special, isn't it? It's I'll let Roland explain what it is, but basically in the UK AMCA Championship, you are allowed to ride a 150 KTM in the 125 class. And obviously Roland's Yamaha dealer, and he wanted to give his rider an advantage in that 125 class. So Roland, just explain what you've done to this bike and what we're actually dealing with here.
So as of today, what we're looking to do is we've turned this into a 134. We want to retain the RPM of a 125 if we can, whilst giving it a little bit more of a boost by going slightly bigger capacity. Today we're really base testing, so a little bit of a change in the ignition. A few other little bits and pieces have gone on to set the bike up, so we're going to run it in today, do a reliability check, and then it's going to be a work in progress. But really built for us to use at the AMCA with Matt Ridgway. Just a little bit bigger, a little bit more torque. He's an older rider, a little bit heavy, but still likes a rever, so we didn't need to lose any RPM, which is why we've stayed at 134 cc's.
So just for those watching, obviously I mentioned earlier, last year we showed the viewers how to turn your YZ125 into a rocket ship with some of the more simple modifications and bolt-ons that you can do. Yeah. How do you go about turning a YZ125 into a 135? What do you have to do? Well,
really, the main things that you have to do, we've carried on with the same great working products, you know, so all the bolt-ons are pretty much the same, are going to go on to this. With the exhaust, the V-Force 4, the ignition that we map, the VHM cylinder head. In this instance we've used the KTM piston from the 2015 144, which is a 56mm. So you have to bore the cylinder, re-Nickel-seal it, modify the power valves, they have to be made shorter so that they clear the new pistons, the new bore size, and then work from there. So we've adjusted the ports to suit the bigger bore and so forth, but all still very, very much, you know, basic. This is our starting point.
So the barrel on this is the standard YZ125 barrel that you've bought out? Yeah,
so we brought it out from 54 to 56mm and cut the power valves back to suit that bore size, yes.
And you said that piston was from a KTM 144, but this is a 134, right? So yeah. How does that work?
It works because the KTM, when you go back to 2015, the difference between the 125 and the 144 was they increased the stroke. So they went to 58.5mm stroke, so they go 4mm longer in the stroke. So that's why this has got the 56mm and it's a 134, because it's still retained on the 54.5mm stroke. So you haven't got that longer stroke to give you the other CCs. So that's why in this bike, a 144 KTM piston is actually 134 cc's, because you're losing 10 cc's in that you don't have the longer stroke.
So I'm going to give this bike a ride today, see what I think, and give it a test to see what we calling it,
well, it's a
reliability test.
Yeah, we're on a reliability. We're running it in. We're going to, you know, give it a couple of hard motos. We're going to tire max out completely. He'll be sleeping all the way home, and then when I get home though, he can relax. And then I've got to strip the engine down, check for heat and other issues and everything, just to make sure that we're on the right path, you know.
And I'll also compare lap times, because last time I rode was actually here on my 125, similar conditions. So I'll just have a little look at lap times as well.
Perfect.
What's up, guys? organiser. And we're at the track today on board Roland Shaw from Hardcore Racing's very special, very unique YZ 135cc two-spoker. You might be thinking, 135, what the hell are you on about, mate? As I mentioned earlier, last year we made a video telling you guys how to turn your YZ 125s into rocket ships with some fairly simple bolt-ons and adjustments. But there is another way to turn your YZ 125 into a rocket ship, and that's the cheat. By turning it into a big bore machine like a 144 or a 150. But there is a reason Roland's done this. Roland runs some guys, runs some riders in the AMCA Championship here in the UK, in the 125 class. But for this year, and I think for last year as well, the AMCA allowed 150 KTMs to compete in their 125 championship. So in order to give his riders a kind of a competitive edge, a fair fight, Roland decided to pull out one of his race bikes, this one, for his rider Matt Ridgway. And after a bit of experimentation this year, Matt and Roland decided that they want to try a 135 setup. So that's what I'm testing out right now. This is the first ride of this bike. No one's tested it yet, so early on this morning I ran it in. A little reliability test, and now I'm trying to give it some beans. I emphasise the word trying, by the way. Matt Ridgway, whose bike this is, his race bike is, he is a faster rider than me. And he likes to ride in the high rev range. Which is why Roland's decided to go with this setup. Gives Matt the advantage of having that little bit extra cut off the bottom and at the top end, while still being able to ride it aggressively like he enjoys, like a real 125. So I'm trying my best right now to channel my inner Bubba Stewart, but you know, I might actually be riding a bit more like Big James. Woo-hoo-hoo! Yeah, so we're not saying, Roland's not saying that the 135 conversion kit is going to be the be-all, end-all. He's not going to say it's going to be the best big bore setup for everyone, better than a 144 conversion. But for his rider, for Matt, they reckon this is going to be the best setup for racing. So far, I am enjoying the old girl. The last time I rode was actually at this track on my own Yamaha 125 in similar conditions. So it's a bit of fun at the end of this video. I'll do a little lap time comparison of me on this bike. And my own YZ125. I'll say that the power of this bike is more usable than most machine in corners such as this right here, these tight corners. In the low rev range, she's far more efficient. And that extra bit of power, that extra bit of meat means that I don't have to ride her so hard, override her as much. Which means I can conserve a bit more energy. And obviously she's quicker at the top as well. So I'm going to continue having a rip on Matt Ridgway's bike here. Thanks to Roland and for Matt for letting me have a go. So I'll catch you in a bit.
So is it fast?
It felt fast then, yeah. Did it look fast? Probably not.
It looks smooth because the problem is it doesn't come on the it feels like it just pulls, it sounds like it just pulls from nothing.
Yeah. Have you put it on a dyno yet?
No, not in this format, no.
What would you expect on the dyno over a normal one?
I think at the moment, compared with the stocker, it's about four and a bit of horsepower up on stock at the moment.
So what's the stocker, 31?
32 and a bit.
30. This feels way more like a 125 than those KTMs do, doesn't it? It felt easy to ride though, like in those tight corners, you know, just before where the Woots used to be, there's like two tight corners. On my bike, I feel like I really have to give it the clutch, but there, on this, it rolls really nice. Feels planted as well. I've just been told off. Told off for going too fast. That doesn't happen very often to me anymore, Roland.
It's a bit like when I go to Tesco's next to an ID.
Yeah. You sure, mate? I wasn't going that. Because I was going too fast. No, because I was hitting the jumps and Roland said, no, just ease it in. It's brand new. This is the first time this has been ridden, the 135.
This, I've never used this piston in this cylinder before. I've used other KTM pistons, but not this one. So always just down the caution. There's no rush.
So, is there anyone else running a 135? I've never heard of it before. Unique specimen.
You've got all day just enjoy being out on the dirt bike.
I was enjoying being out on a dirt bike. You told me to slow down. Go on, Ed. How'd I do?
You did a 152 was your best one, but look, you did like, while you were talking, you were very consistently doing 54s, and then you stopped talking, did a 152.
Yeah, probably lost 2/10, then spinning up in that corner. I thought, oh, I'm gonna slip the clutch a bit. Right, so we've just finished up here at the track. I've done 3 sessions on Roland's bike, 1 warm up where I got told off, 1 almost 20-minute moto. Then I tried to do some hot laps there at the end, and I emphasised the word try. But yeah, I enjoyed it, mate. I think it's a strong little bike. Obviously, it's a unique project that you've got going on, but
it's a good beginning.
It's a good beginning.
We'll build on that, and we'll make a real fire out of it. I think. I can feel it's in it.
Yeah, like I said in the video, you're not building this bike to sell to the mass public. You're building a unique bike for a unique rider. Yeah. So. It's what Matt's looking for. He wants revs, but he needs that extra bit of punch, doesn't he? So, not saying this is the optimum way to bore out.
This is not the finish. This is the start. So now the work begins. We've got the run in. We've got that baseline of reliability. Now we're going to start work. So later on today, the engine will come apart, and then certainly by 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, it'll be on the dyno. So and they'll start doing that, and then there'll be some more track testing, and we'll keep building, but always making sure that we've got plenty of time in to make sure the reliability is there, so that when it comes to race day, because it doesn't matter. You can be first corner, you can be leading.
Yeah, you need to get to the finish.
You get that flag, it's all for nothing. So the reliability has to be there, and that's always the priority.
Yeah, cool, sweet.
Good start.
Yeah.
Thank you for your...
Yeah, no worries. Who do I send my invoice to?
Matt.
Sweet, nice one, mate.
Okay, super.